Hello everyone, Jenny Breen here, culinary nutrition educator and chef, and I have been working with Sprout this summer to give you simple, nutritious, delicious ideas for things that you can do with what you're getting in your CSA box. We are highlighting cherry tomatoes, but really we're highlighting a lot of the beautiful seasonal vegetables that you're getting, as well as the eggs. So this is a really easy frittata recipe. I'm using summer squash, I'm using onions, I'm using cherry tomatoes, some fresh herbs, and some Parmesan cheese. But the wonderful thing about this recipe is that you can use pretty much anything. So tomatoes, are they a fruit? Are they a vegetable? Technically they're a fruit because they have seeds on the inside, but because they're a little more savory, we tend to think of them as vegetables and use them as vegetables. I definitely put them in, pasta dishes and sauteed vegetables, and in my salad. They're highly nutritious, lots of lycopene that gives us energy, and also high in vitamin A, carotene, some of those same things that you're going to find in your fruits, vitamin C. So really good for our immunity and for strengthening those antioxidants in our blood. But most importantly, really delicious and really versatile too. I'm going to actually cut in half, and for doing this, it's better to have a serrated knife than even this nice sharp chef's knife, but this is what I have, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. Get those ready for my frittata. I've also got my summer squash and my onion cut up. I've got this great fresh garlic. I've grated my Parmesan cheese. I've got my eggs in a bowl. I'm going to get those nice and whisked. You don't really need to add anything except maybe salt and pepper and other spices. I don't add cream or milk to mine. You can if you want it to be more fluffy. This is basically like a quiche without a crust, or a little bit fancier kind of omelet. A frittata starts on the stove and then it goes into the oven. If that's too much for you, you can pretty much skip the stove part and go right into the oven. But I do like doing this first because it allows the vegetables to be sauteed, so you create more flavor that way. And then it also kind of browns and firms up the bottom of the frittata so that when you put it in the oven, you're just sort of finishing it on the top. So I'm taking my sunflower oil. Olive oil, of course, is also wonderful. I'm going to just coat the bottom of my hot pan so I can throw my vegetables, not putting the tomatoes in yet, just the garlic, the summer squash, and the onions. I have thyme and I have oregano, so I'm going to pull those off the stem, but whatever herbs you have will work. If you have basil or rosemary or anything, mince those just like I minced my garlic. So the tomatoes, the herbs, and the cheese are going to go in after I put my eggs in. So once I've got my vegetables just nicely softened, a little bit, cooked down so they don't have that raw crunch. They don't need to be mushy, but just a little bit softer and a little caramelized, which of course adds lots of flavor. Also going to add some salt there because that draws the moisture out and helps with that caramelization. Once I pour the eggs in, I don't want to scramble them. I just want to leave them and let them kind of flatten and cook evenly in the pan. I'm going to spread them out as evenly as I can. Okay, turn my heat down a little bit. Make sure there's enough fat in my pan, not excessive, but enough. And then I'm just going to pour my eggs right in there so they're evenly spread throughout the pan. And you can see it's already starting to cook along the edges. Once my eggs are in, I'm going to take my rubber spatula. This is really the best tool for this job. And I'm going to just kind of bring it around the outside. I'm using a cast iron skillet, which is a really great pan for this particular meal because it kind of works as a nonstick pan, but it's really heavy duty, so it can handle the heat. It can also go into the oven. Most stainless steel pans can, but this is just really built for that. And then I'm going to put the rest of these things in. So I'm sprinkling my fresh herbs all around. I'm going to place my cherry tomatoes around to make kind of a you know, a pattern or a design so that you get at least one in every piece. So what I want is to just let it cook underneath and let it start to harden or firm up across the middle without burning. And that's why I have it kind of at a medium heat, and then I'm just doing this just to make sure that it's very loose. And then I'm also going to sprinkle my cheese, and just like anything else, any cheese is fine. If you don't like cheese, don't put cheese in. Same thing with meat. Honestly, anything you have can be a part of a frittata. That's kind of one of the beautiful things about a dish like this. And these tomatoes come from an Amish farm that Sprout has been working with for a long time, an organic farm. What's wonderful about how the Amish farm in general is that they use traditional farming practices. They're using really sustainable, really low impact methods, which means their soil's really healthy, and the food that you get is also really healthy, high quality, pesticide-free food. So in addition to the nutrients that you're already getting from those beautiful tomatoes, you're getting a really clean, high-quality version from a really responsible farm. My frittata is getting pretty firm, so at this point, I'm actually going to pop it into my oven. My oven's been on at about 375. That frittata is going to go into the oven, and in about 5 minutes, it'll be ready. Hello again, I'm back. I just want to show you the finished product. Here's my beautiful finished frittata. It's a pretty quick dish. You can do it in the morning, you can do it in the afternoon, you can do it when you get home from work, and you've got a hearty, healthy, nourishing meal in about 15 minutes. You make a frittata in the evening, and then the next morning, if you don't have time to eat breakfast at home, you can grab this on the run and have a hearty, nutritious, delicious breakfast. It's very versatile, quick, easy, and delicious. Enjoy.